What's up, everybody? It's Kendra TheMaverickGirl here, and we're doing some more. We're back with some modern here, and we're gonna do some sweet humans engaging. Humans modern gameplay things. I can't words apparently. Yeah, we're playing modern. We're playing humans. It's gonna be a good time. I've actually played humans quite a bit in the past. I've played a decent amount of humans on Magic Online. I've played humans at GPs before. I've done pretty well with the deck. I ended up day 2ing GP Atlanta 2018 with the list, or with the deck. And even though it's changed a little bit here and there, you know, obviously now we have General Kudro, we've got Gigantha, just because why not? And you know, there's a few little differences. Like, I'm not as well versed on where you want cards like Chalice of the Void, for example, or Collector Ouphe. Obviously, I would imagine Collector Ouphe is something closer to like against your Urza matchups, but I'm just not as terribly familiar with all of this stuff, so I want to try and get used to it all a little bit. And if nothing else, I at least feel like the deck is straightforward. It's the kind of deck I'm really just used to playing. The trickiest card here is Meddling Mage, but that's just, and so that one's probably going to be the one that gives me the toughest time in the here and now as I play this deck. But we're going to see how this goes and try our best to get through here. So let's try it out and see how we do. I'm excited. I'm really loving playing these decks again. We played Devoted Devastation, did pretty decently, but kind of bricked on some stuff, so I love it. Ziggs, huh? Gigantha kind of gives away what we're on. Lurrus, so this seems really good. It's a little sketch, just because we don't really have anything on turn 2, aside from the Aether Vial. But this feels really good, so I think it's worth keeping this. Turn 1 Vial, then it'll be turn 2, we can probably play the other Vial, Champion of the Parish. I guess it depends on what our draw looks like. Yes. Okay, so we got a Horizon Canopy. Let's play this other Aether Vial and pass the turn off to them. We can play the Champion of the Parish at their end step. Oh, Inquisition. I have 6. Whoops. I wouldn't say I have 6, but I would say that I yielded until their next end step, because I just wasn't thinking about that. Yes to both. Probably just pass the turn. I can throw down the Hierarch at their end step. I'm not going to F6 this time, even though I don't really think they can hit me too bad here. And we'll put in the Noble Hierarch. Yes to both, but then we're going to start knowing the one that's on 3. Probably just know both of them going forward. Probably just attack the Ren 6 here. Now I think about it, I actually probably could have played the Gigant there. I could have gone for the Unclaimed Territory instead of the Waterlogged, called Elemental or Elk, and played the Gigantha. Goyf. Aether Vial puts Reflector Mage in. Reflector Mage bounces the Goyf. And we attack the Ren 6, get that out of here. And we're going to go always no and always yield to these. Ugh. That's not really that good here. Definitely flooding pretty bad. Let's get the Ren 6 off the board. Next turn we can play the Gigantha. And not forget, and not play it incorrectly. There's no reason for me not to just Aether Vial in the Reflector Mage here. I won't get any value, but at least it's on the board now. They'll still lose. They will still lose 2 life. So, yeah. And they get the Goyf. This is... yeah. And we get the Gigantha this way. Kroxa. Ooh, didn't discard a non-land. I feel like I'm okay just losing the Kitesail Freebooter. Like, it's not really what I want to lose necessarily, but if I play it, all it'll do me is give me more information. I'll end up losing 3 life as a result of it. I feel like it's just better just to discard the Freebooter there and not worry about it. Bob, sure. Ugh. Okay. Not much I can do with this, but we'll see what we can do. I revealed Raging Ravine off of the Dark Confidant. Lurrus. Bauble, yeah. Another Goyf. Meddling Mage, but Meddling Mage isn't that good for me right now. Because they can just kill it with the Seal of Fire and then just get Seal of Fire back thanks to Lurrus. So, I think it's just an easy pass. Kolaghan's Command. Yep. So postboard is pretty simple with the Auriok Champion is definitely an easy play here. So is Mirran Crusader. And the Grafdigger's Cage. So we're bringing in nine cards. Probably cutting the Meddling Mages and the Kitesail Freebooters because they're just exceptionally medium. Hopefully I can see Thalia's loot. Ooh, exactly what I wanted. That's a good point, actually. Yeah. Oh. Go for the Kolaghan's command here. If they try for the Seal of Fire, then we can Thalia's Lieutenant. Inquisition. That's not going to do a whole lot for him. Maelstrom Pulse. Yikes. I know they're trying to make it so that the damage doesn't go through as much, but I don't really feel like I had much of an option there. I guess the way I see it with the cage, though, it stops, even if they end up blowing it up, I don't know. Sure. Champion's fine. It's not great here, though. I feel like I'm just kind of dead. Try as I might here. I don't have any good blocks on the Kroxa, the Tarmogoyf. I mean, the way I see it, like, it would just be a removal, you know, something that just gets removed anyway. But, yeah, you're probably right, though. So, just cut the Freebooters, cut the Meddling Mage, because they'll just die anyway most of the time. Aether Vials are still you know, they're still not great here, but I think these ones just don't do a lot half the time because they'll just die instantly. It's an argument for Freebooter, but what was the last song? Let me check. Last song was Sabaton. Oh, that's a pretty good way to go about things. We can get the Mirran Crusader. No problem, Lou. How you doing? You having yourself a good day? Inquisition. So they could probably hit the Mirran Crusader out of the hand. Thanks for the follow, Lou. I see that here. Oh, no, I hit the Thalia. That's interesting. They probably got another removal spell, or a, not a removal spell, but a, like a discard spell. They could also just have like a Seal of Fire or a Lightning Bolt. So they could still have ways to deal with Mirran Crusader, but I think Mirran Crusader is still a fine hit because it just blocks them so well, pushes through damage. It's still a good card here. It's just it could still die pretty well and effectively to their red removal. And that's kind of the tricky part here, because I could cast the Mirran Crusader, but then they'll just kill it. If I give it another turn and try and Aether Vial it in, it's still probably not ideal. Yeah, let's just force it out now. Yeah, totally read that. The other problem with Mirran Crusader, though, is it did make it so we can't get Gigantha, so that kind of sucks. Ren 6, alright. Let's keep that on 2 for right now. Okay. So just try and draw in some more cards, and we'll probably put the Vial up to 3 so we have Reflector Mage. But just kind of flooding out just doesn't feel very good. Like, we're even drawing cards off the Waterlogged Grove, and we're just not hitting lands of any kind or anything. Like, that just feels bad. Getting back cycling lands with Ren 6 feels gross. Goyf, sure. Big yikes. Hit another land? Hierarch's just actual trash right now, too. I mean, I guess I can just play it. And if they kill it, then they kill it. But it also means that they're getting back 1 less land for their Barrenmoor nonsense. It still feels pretty bad. They might even just leave the Noble Hierarch alone here. And yeah, they just left the Hierarch alone. Kroxa. Sure. Opponent's got the Kroxa. Not attacking there felt a little weird. Always know, always yield. Thalia's Lieutenant is good, but will very much die to that Ren 6. So, if I attack with Reflector Mage, then it'll get exalted, but then they just bounce. Then the Mage and the Goyf just bounce off of each other. So just pass the turn here. Yep. One to any target. Easy target. Lurrus. Alright. Now we're good. Other Goyf. And probably just very dead. Oh yeah. Very, very dead. We're just going to scoop it up here. There's no point in me continuing this when I'm just not going to get there. So, unfortunately, flooded out that very first match, like, twice. Like, this deck is, like, on 19 lands. I feel like I shouldn't be flooding as hard as I did there 2 games in a row. So, we'll see what happens this time. Hopefully we get a better start. That is very much a better start. Okay. No companion is interesting here. Urza? Okay. Engineer explosives for 1. This is kind of crap, because they can go... if I go Meddling Mage, then they can just still get the explosives back for 2. I think... And the Thalia doesn't do it either, because then even if they're paying just the 1, they can still get it for 2. I think I have to just play Meddling Mage naming Engineer Explosives. I'm not super thrilled to be doing so, but I think that's kind of where I'm at in life right now. I think this is like the one matchup in Modern that I'm actually not used to with humans. So even like there's a chance that I'm even just playing this wrong with the Meddling Mage. We'll see what happens though. Ancient Ziggurat, huh? Let's go in on Thalia here. Reflecting Mage would only put in a little work at this point. I think Thalia is still just a little bit better. Hold up the Reflector Mage. So what is sideboarding like for this? Collector Ouphe and probably Chalices. Temur. Blowing the explosives. Yep. Okay. In for 4. So they can't play Urza or anything. They also can't play any Emeries that they have in their hand. So I wonder what they're going to do at this point. Interesting how they also blew up their Astrolabe in the process of blowing up my champion here. So my hope is to draw into Thalia's Lieutenant. Galvanic Blast, the Thalia. Sure. Guess at this point it doesn't matter too much. Phantasmal Image is interesting. We just named Emery Lurker of the Lock with the Phantasmal Image. I think that's probably a good way to go about this. Name Emery Lurker of the Lock, and we'll see what they do. And we got it. Cool. Alright, so Collector Ouphe seems like a very easy one. I'm not as familiar with the Urza decks, so I'm just trying to get like a little understanding of how these function. Weird. Why can't I figure out what this is? I don't know. A lot of times they don't run too much, so yeah, that's a good point. No Chalice on the draw. Maybe the Grafdiggers, though. I feel like I'm not seeing anything that they would just use aside from Engineer Explosives to blow up for 1. No, I feel like I don't need that if I'm running the general Kudro. Interesting that I haven't seen Kudro or Mantis Rider or any of that nonsense. So what do I take out here? Reflector Mage is kind of meh. I think 2 Reflector Mage, 1 Freebooter. Even might have just been all free Freebooters, honestly. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that's a bad hand. Easy shit. I mean, I got flooded and then no lands. That's fine. Sand looks really good. I don't know what I want to toss back, though. Probably Meddling Mage here. Yeah, let's put back Meddling Mage. I like going Vial into Freebooter. Even if we can't really cast it at the moment. Okay, that's better. So we Vial here. Rebuke? Okay. Okay, Thalia's a little better, I think. Yeah, let's go with Thalia. Galvanic Blast. Yike. Alright. Mox Amber. Into Emery. No? Astrolabe. Okay. Let's go for the Freebooter here. See what we can get out of their hand. So we take the Galvanic Blast. They do have Urza, but they're missing. They're short one land, so we'll see if they get there. Gilded Goose. So they don't get there this turn, but they can get there next turn. Mantis Rider, Jesus. Man, this makes things tricky. Because they're gonna get a Construct token next turn. Construct's gonna have 1, 2, 3 power toughness. Because I can always just go for Rider now, and then next turn, Phantasmal Image the Rider and Thalia's Lieutenant. I think that's probably the best line here. Rebuke? Yeah, alright. So then I go back to the original plan next turn. They will have Urza, though, which will kind of suck. And Mystic Sanctuary for the Galvanic Blast. Big yike. Reflector Mage doesn't do much here, though. No. So this is still unfortunate, though, because it does mean that the Kitesail Freebooter won't really get there value-wise. And then they could just bolt. So they'll Galv Blast the Freebooter, and then they'll Galv Blast the Thalia's Lieutenant. So not looking too hot for me here. I can Reflector Mage their Construct token, though. It's making me wonder if there isn't actually an argument. Archmage's Charm. Makes me wonder if there maybe wasn't an argument there to cast Reflector Mage that turn to get rid of the token, and then go in on the Thalia's Lieutenant and clone the Lieutenant afterwards. That way they've already used their Bolt spell. If I play a Lieutenant, then they just bolt this. I'm still probably just better off going in on the Reflector Mage here. Yep. No attacks, no point in any attacking. Another Urza. Goose. Probably no spin on Urza is interesting. Sack that. Okay, so we can go Hierarch. So there's probably not very much of a point to playing Hierarch first. I feel like I'd rather try and actually pump the Lieutenant. Because the Hierarch is probably just going to be block fodder at this point. Like, I'd rather try and get this pumped up a little bit more than I would the Hierarch itself. Still no sense of me attacking with the 5/5 Lieutenant. Just because, again, they've just got the big 7/7 construct over there. Mystic Sanctuary. Why is Mystic Sanctuary an island? Ugh. Hierarch blocks, even though I could get Giganta, but I feel like I still want the bigger creatures if I can help it. Yeah. Blue Delta. Are they going to get another Mystic Sanctuary? I don't know how much Mystic Sanctuaries the deck runs. Champion of Parish isn't the worst here. It doesn't really do a whole lot, but okay, so we're just dead. Yeah, we'll scoop and go to the next game. So we're bringing Chalices here. Cut the Freebooters. This is very good. So we're going to keep this. Ugh, Aether Vial. You're kind of rough here. Emery, sure. Probably Galvanic Blast off the Meddling Mage. We could name Urza too, but I feel like I want to name Galvanic Blast more. Sure. So this, to me, seems like they're trying to go for Metallic Rebuke. Or not. Champion of the Parish. It's not the best, but it'll do here. So they can't replay Uro even if they get something out of their yard, unless, of course, they have another fetch land. They do. Okay. So they can get Uro out of their graveyard, but that might mean we might just end up going for Reflector Mage. Or they just get Urza. Okay. Sure. Thalia? I feel like they've got a Metallic Rebuke in their hand. If that's the case, though, then we'll just kind of like force them to play it. Getting stuck on the 2 lands here is kind of hurting me pretty bad. Not gonna lie. So I keep forgetting about taking out Aether Vial, so maybe now I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have just taken out the Aether Vial, or taken out the Aether Vials, especially since I was bringing in Collector Ouphe. Probably keeping in some other, like, Reflector Mage or something. Cryptic Command, huh? And bouncing Meddling Mage, so yike. Definitely wasn't expecting Cryptic Command. But again, this is probably has to do in part with my inexperience with playing against the Urza decks. This is honest to God, like, I've watched a few Urza matches before, but this is my first time actually playing against an Urza deck. So yeah, you got me, opponent. So Uro. Yeah, so they're going to probably escape using Urza. Yeah, keep the Cryptic Command and Galvanic Blast at the ready. Oh, that's unfortunate. They've probably stabilized enough that they can just win. Even if I can get the mana for the Reflector Mage to bounce the construct, you can still get in for a tremendous amount of damage. Alright, deck. Big hits, no whammies. Well, they can't counter this, so that's a plus. Just don't really see where I can win here. Tap crypt command, so 1, 2, 6. I can hit for 8, and then do they have a bolt? Oh, because they just draw the card with the Uro. Yep, that's it. Wow, this is a yikes of a start. But we're going to see if we can keep going, if we can prevail here. This is an interesting first experience against the Urza decks. I'm very interested as to why they might not have been on like the Yorion, because that seems to be like the version that everybody's playing right now is Yorion. Alright, so hopefully we can get something a little bit better this time around. There we go. Chills. Oh, that seems like a fine hand. Sure. So we go turn 1, Aether Vial. Turn 2, Champion, Violins Champion. And then it's going to depend on what we do after, or what kind of cards we see afterwards. Need me to win? Yeah, no, trust me. Especially after yesterday. Like, yesterday was just rough beats. Arbor Elf, Obosh. So they're on like the Ponza E kind of list. So this is actually gonna, this Aether Vial is gonna put in some real work. So let's see if they're going to play Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon, something like that. It's going to be a bad time for me regardless. Okay, so no Magus or Blood Moon this turn. Sure. put Champion in. We'll go yes, because we can put Thalia in. And we got the planes too. That's great. Simian Spirit Guide for Lightning Bolt. Alright. That was certainly a play from our opponent. Let's see if it pays off for him. Not sure why a Stomping Ground was done like that. Yeah, we'll take this up to 3. Horizon Canopy. Boo to that. We'll put in this Mantis Rider now, though. Get in some damage. I have no real need to Reflector Mage anything right now, so might as well just do this. I'll probably sacrifice the Silent Clearing. And stuff. I don't know. I might as well just do it now, right? If I can possibly hit something. Okay, well, Unclaimed Territory will mean we can cast Reflector Mage next turn. Just wish I could have done it this turn. So they can cast the Obosh. Interesting that they're not. Another Thalia. Let me sack this. Okay, we got Freebooter. Attack with the Rider. We're still going to hold up the Aether Vial because they could just Obosh. We can always set ourselves up for blocks or what have you. Luuka. That was a hell of a draw. We just die now, right? Because they just... No, we don't. Not necessarily. Haha, Reflector Mage. And they just scooped because they've just got an Emrakul. We're just gonna beat them down. We would have drawn into Phantasmal Image too, so we actually could have Phantasmal Imaged. Oh no, we couldn't have. Never mind. That's right, because we didn't have any blue mana. We still could have gone Freebooter. Punched in for a lot of damage. We would have gone in for at least 2, 4, 7. Because they could have blocked the champion, but that would have still put him in a bad position. I also could have killed the Luuka. So, Grafdigger seems like a good one. I think that's really about it. So go for the Emrakul. So they run like Anger. They run like Nature's Claim, Pillage. Freebooter feels like it's not particularly amazing here. I think that's really about it. Still haven't run into a Kudro yet. Well, there's our Kudros. The hand's a little medium. We're on the draw. This doesn't feel like it's going to do very much on the draw. This is good. Probably ship back the Unclaimed Territory there. Okay, so we can go... God, this is a weird start. Probably Noble Hierarch, just in case they end up having a Blood Moon type effect. Because then I can still play stuff. Won't be able to get the Mantis Rider down if they do that, but I could still go Grafdigger's Champion of the Parish, or I could even go Champion of the Parish, Phantasmal Image on the Champion. That would be like the worst way to do things, but it is a possible line. Mantis Rider. Cool. So we actually can get the Mantis Rider going here. So let's do that. What does our opponent have for us today? Lightning Bolt the Mantis Rider. Sure. Makes me wonder if they didn't have it and just F6, not expecting a Mantis Rider. I don't know. Alright, we got Cavern of Souls. So, Champion of the Parish into the Mantis Rider. Right, and we get the Mantis Rider coming in. Champion goes up to 2. Rider goes in for 4. Hopefully next turn we can Phantasmal Image the Rider. Let me attack. Let me in. Let me in. What are we doing with all this mana here, opponent? Plane-bound Accomplice, okay. Punished. Hello. So this is interesting. I can Phantasmal Image their Emrakul. Okay, so it's Phantasmal Image their Emrakul into probably just the Meddling Mage. This seems pretty easy. This feels like play something here. Doesn't really matter what. I don't know, Lightning Bolt. It really doesn't matter here. Just pass the turn. Because they can't really target the Emrakul, or the Phantasmal Imaged Emrakul. So if I just sacrifice the 3 lands, Meddling Mage, Champion, Noble Hierarch, that leaves me with Mantis Rider. Mantis Rider blocks their Emrakul. So unless they can deal with my Emrakul, I think I should still win. Yep. All right, so totally I definitely found the read on that, and we were able to get there. So, wow. I saw the Emrakul come down. I'm like, can I get there? And we were able to make it work, so that's awesome. Managed to look that Emrakul right in the face and take it down. There you go, Keith. We got the win. We did it. Oh, right? I love beating back Emeralds. Wow, this hand feels really good. They're on Gyruda? So they're on the Gyruda clones deck? Yeah, I'm gonna keep this then. This feels really good. So we can go Unclaimed Territory into the Noble Hierarch, and then turn 2 is Champion, and then we can go Thalia's Lieutenant the turn after that. And that's, of course, assuming no other land drops. If we see a land drop next turn, I might actually just go Champion the Parish, Thalia's Lieutenant. We're on the mold of 5 here. Right? What has our opponent got? Okay, no land, so Champ. Nothing but Pog Champs here. Farseek, okay. Gemstone Caverns, huh? Jeez, and a champ? What do we got here, opponent? Ugh, okay. Well, this is good. Is this lethal? If not, it's very close. Okay, if they have no answer, this is lethal. Okay, so they have a prime time. What the hell is this? This is a trip right here. So they still take that much. If we draw one land, then we can just, assuming that they don't just kill us outright here, we should just be able to go in for Mantis Rider. Sure. Hit me for the sex. What are we doing, opponent? We're playing the Kraken. No, I'm just dead. Cool. That's unfortunate. So close. I have no idea what's going on in this deck, though. Mirran Crusader seems like an easy one here. Probably Grafdigger's Cage as well, especially if they're on Gyruda. The Vials just feel not particularly great here. Like, I feel like I just need to be like really hard on the attack. So I don't know. I feel like even just Meddling Mage, cut one Meddling Mage here feels probably okay. Let's try that again. Hand is actually great. Let me just this. That should be their hand. So Forest Tribelder. Yep. They'll just block this anyway, so it doesn't matter if I play Thalia now or after. Yep. Wish I could have gotten that third land so I could drop down these Mirran Crusaders. Caryatid, okay. Another Tribelder. Ugh, more champs. Not really what I need here. Need to get a land so I can get these Mirran Crusaders down, because this hand was amazing, and now it's just kind of fizzling pretty poorly. So now I still got a Forest and Unknown. That's not going to do anything either. I'm pretty comfortable wrapping this up again because they're going to sacrifice the Blast Zone, which will blow up the Freeboot or the champions. If I play the Hierarch, then it'll just blow up the Hierarch too, and I'm not going to get anywhere. So I'm good just saying I'm dead here, as much as I don't like it. So we're just going to go on, try for one more here. All right, we got one more. Let's try for that 2-3 finish. Oh, this hand's all right. This isn't a perfect hand. Having this many Horizon Canopies feels kind of rough, but being able to, you know, Noble Hierarch and stuff, that seems pretty good. Oh, we're on Urza again. Cool. Oh, hello. So this is a turn 2 Mantis Rider into, hopefully at least, turn 3 Phantasmal Image Horizon Canopy Thalia's Lieutenant. That's the dream, at least. I don't know if we're actually going to get there, because they could obviously just maybe have a counter spell of some kind. Mystic Rebuttal, or whatever it is. Ooh, and the Ancient Ziggurat. Even better. Is our opponent got a counter? Nope. Do they have a bolt? Or a removal spell of some kind? Opt? Alright. What is this? Might actually not be Urza. This might be like the Bant's Snow deck. Or even just Azorius Control. Alright, so let's try for this. Thanks! How are you doing? Yeah, those were good games. Like, I was like, oh, I was so close, and just couldn't get there. Spell Snare. But yeah, great games. And best of luck to you in the remaining rounds, for sure. If you've got any, of course. Yeah, I forget what I had. I had, like, double Mirran Crusaders. Oh, if it was, you mean in game 1? In game 1, I was stuck on one land, but I knew with the, the Noble Hierarch, I was like, cool, what, play out my dorks and we're fine, but I just feel like I'm just walking into a wrath. Yeah, I don't remember entirely how it went now I'm thinking about it, but so we get 7 damage here, assuming that we can push the damage through. I might actually just... I don't know if Settle's at play here. Cryptic Command, okay. If we're doing that, I'll just sack this. Meddling Mage. Probably good to play the Meddling Mage, call Supreme Verdict. How am I doing with the deck? I mean, I'm doing okay. I've had some iffy results, iffy games today. At least I'm having decent games. Like yesterday, I played some Pioneer. After, I had some good results with Pioneer on, I think, Tuesday. And then I played it yesterday, and I just got destroyed, like, across the board. And it just felt awful, This might be a little win more. Is there another Cryptic to tap all my stuff down? No, there isn't. Okay. I think we just attack with these two. There's not really a point in attacking like that. Right. Yeah, some days it's just, you just get caught. So I, ended up, cutting my stream short, and I was just like, there's no real point in me doing this. Snapcaster for the opt. So if I swung out, I might have gotten there. Let's sack this. No. Horizon Canopy, and we'll just pass here. See if we can get here, though. 6, Terminus. Doesn't really matter the order once they're on the bottom here. That's alright. We're going to try this again. Do I want to go Supreme Verdict here, or do I want to do Teferi at this point? Let's call it Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. It is, because they can always just Supreme Verdict But there's not really a point for them to Supreme Verdict when I only have one creature on the board, so Teferi just feels like it makes more sense. Let's sack you. Freebooter. Cool. Oh. God. What do I even hit here? I guess it doesn't really matter here. So, if I go for Terminus, then they path it, and then they have Terminus again. If I grab Path, then they still have access to Terminus. So I can't really win here. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, that's probably actually the line. You're probably correct. Sure, Field of Ruin's fine. We got our planes. Of course, this also assumes they're even going to go in on the Terminus. They might not. They might just try and hold up the Celestial Colonnade, which is what I think they're going to do. Alright. Let's cast Aether Vial. Might as well. Easy mana leak from the opponent. Let's go with Thalia. See if that does anything. It probably won't, because they can just... Are they going to counter that? Interesting use of mana leak there. I feel like that's not what I would do there. I feel like I would just allow the Thalia, try and go for the Terminus. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking a little differently here. But if we got the mana leaks out of the way, then we can easily just try and go for something else here. But they are... Why are they getting... Oh, because they can Miracle Terminus here. God, Mystic Sanctuary is such a stupid magic card. Well, there's the Mantis Rider, but unfortunately, they just have the Celestial Colonnade to block it. So I can play it, but it's not really going to do very much for me right now. It's just kind of going to sit here and look pretty until I can find another attacker. No, they're not going to... I'm not an idiot here. I'm not going to attack into the Celestial Colonnade. If they path to exile it, then it's just a free thing because I don't have any... I'll still shuffle because of the cards, but I don't have any lands. So we know they have a Terminus in hand as well as an Unknown. So let's sack this. Hey, we found it. You got a counterspell, opponent? Snapcaster for Cryptic Command. Sure. The positive side right now is they can't use any fetch lands, so it does hurt them a little bit right this second. So I don't think I ever said thank you for the follow, Master Losky. Thanks so much for that. Let's update that number a little. Alright, so now they're going in to try and push through damage. I still appreciate it. Look. Alright. So I have no more basics that I can hit, so that sucks. Okay. Do they have another counterspell? No. So now I have to be careful with how they attack. This is interesting. This is actually interesting now. We might have a game. I still think this is, like, really sketchy. But I think this is very interesting. Like, it's an interesting point in the game. Mantis Rider. We're definitely getting some semblance of a game down, that's for sure. They might even have fetch lands in their hand, and they just can't use them. I'm going to hold the Cavern, actually. There's no sense in me playing it right now, especially when I can actually draw it into something like Phantasmal Image or something like that. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Big yikes. Okay, that's probably going to do it. How can I win from here? They don't have mana for the Celestial Colonnade. What are they doing? So what could they have here? Trying to think about what the options might be. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think Path is my hit here. They could go Cryptic as well. I'm going to call Path to Exile here. I think that's probably the most likely thing. Yep. Do I just run this back? I really don't think any of these have any play in this matchup. Grafdiggers, maybe. Because I can make sure they can't snap stuff out of their graveyard. I'm trying to think. Chalice won't do very much for me. Crusader won't. Champion won't. Collector Ouphe. I mean, I guess I can stop the Astrolapes, but that just feels like not very much. I wouldn't even like Chalice, I don't think. I think we just run it back. Like, the more I'm looking at Chalice, like, I looked at Chalice and I'm just like, I just don't think it hits anything really meaningful out of them. Like, we can slow them down a little bit, but it also hurts us enough that it's not really worth doing. So, Grafdigger's Cage was the only thing I think that was even, like, a possible question. This hand looks great, though. So we can go Vial turn 1, and then turn 2 we can go Champion into Noble. And then we can Thalia's Lieutenant with the Vial after that. So this feels fantastic. The Cavern's really good too. Especially since now we can have another Cavern if we need Phantasmal Image. Yes, please. What do we got here, Dak? Got the Plains. It's not too bad. I think there might even be an argument here that I should have actually just run out the Champion of the Parish last turn. And then just double Hierarch so I could get in for like 5 points of damage this turn. Yes, please. The Vial's a little medium. Sure. Yeah, I've heard it's an okay deck, but it's not like very great or anything. night, Keith. I'll catch you around later. Thanks for checking out the stream. Say hi to your fam for me. I feel like I should just keep the one Aether Vial on 2 for now. Timely reinforcements, okay. Because I feel like if I'm going to play a 3-drop, then I'm probably just going to do it, like, in the main phase. So... no. Yes. Rider, okay. So, Rider goes in for 5. Do they got the board wipe? Field of ruining my lands again. Alright. Yes to both of these this turn. Kudro. Oh, this is an easy all-in attack. So they're probably going in for the damage, and then they're probably going to go Terminus. What do they have here? I think I'll just let it go, just on the off chance. Always know, always yield. Rider. Another Cryptic Command? Sure. Are they gonna opt Cryptic Command? Yeah, okay. Oh, I kind of tilted that, actually. Could have gotten there. big punt. I could have flashed in Kudro in response. God, what a punt. Timely reinforcements, sure. Yeah, here's hoping, right? Let's see if we can get there. Cool. So let's just attack out. And I think it's probably not the best to try playing this Noble Hierarch at the moment. Just on the off chance they have the board wipe, I feel like I'd rather just try and get the Noble Hierarch to stick. Ah, tilt. Alright. Well, at least they can't Snapcaster Crypta Command. Timely reinforcements again. Wall of Omens. Freebooter seems pretty solid. Let's get these timely reinforcements out of the graveyard. Sure. Alright, so let's take that Teferi out of their hands. They can Flood Strand for another Mystic Sanctuary if they have one. We should probably go in on the Hierarch now. And hit that Path to Exile. So attack with everything except General Kudro. So now I have to, like, really have a good top deck here. So they could block those 3, 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. If I attack all in, they still survive, but they block the... But they lose their Colonnade, and they lose their entire board state, which leaves them pretty vulnerable at that point. They can still get there, but they've, it's a little rough. And they just scooped, so we got the 2-3. Look, I really wish I could get some more like 3-2s, some 4-1s in here. Especially as I'm learning these formats more. Like, I've been trying to expand more beyond modern, or I'm sorry, excuse me, beyond Pauper, and it's been a little tough for me. I'm not gonna lie. These last few days, especially, have been kind of challenging. Next week, I'm probably gonna be streaming a little less, so I can give myself a little personal time to kind of reacquaint myself with the formats, and do some other work, of course. But yeah, so that wraps up that pretty well. Obviously, for YouTube here, thanks so much for everybody. If you're enjoying this, like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever. You know the drill. If you're here, you're enjoying the stream, hit that little follow button up there at the top, the little heart. Very much appreciate it. And that's, shout out to cardhoarder.com. They make these happen. Cool Stuff Inc., where I have new articles up every Wednesday, so on and so forth. So, yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.